Hi filmmakers, it's Carrie with Filmmaker Central, and today we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into the DJI Mic. This is a pretty cool system, I gotta say, and I've been using it for the past couple weeks. I've got it on loan from a friend of mine. I just wasn't sure if I really wanted to purchase one. I have the R0DE Wireless Go, I have the R0DE Wireless GO II, I have the Comica BoomX-D Pro. Do I really need the DJI Mic? Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about why someone who has those might be interested in this. And if you don't have a wireless mic, why this might be a better choice, or maybe one of the other ones would be a better choice. So let's dig in. First off, what do you get? You get 2 transmitters, receiver, a USB-C adapter, and a lightning adapter. Okay, pretty simple there. Why is there only one in the box? Because the other one's right here, set to record. All of this audio is from the recording on this microphone. So I'm going to pull this off, connect it to the computer, pull the files off, and use this audio. So everything you're hearing here is from this microphone, unless I say otherwise, right? You get 2 little wind muffs. You get a TRS to TRS cable for connecting to most cameras. You get a carrying bag. There you have it for $329. So seems a little pricey, but it is kind of a cool system. And I gotta say, I've been really happy with it. So let's do some comparisons here. If we take, this is the R0DE Wireless GO II. This has been my absolute go-to microphone for quite a while. I think going on almost 2 years. This thing has been great. If we compare the size, it is virtually the same height, the same width, and about half the width. So comparing the size, this definitely wins in the size category. Let's look at the receiver. So the receiver for the R0DE Wireless GO II is basically identical in size to the transmitter. So the only difference being you have a screen on here. If we look at the DJI mic, it is the same thickness, the same width, and about 60-70% the height of the R0DE Wireless GO II receiver. So that all being said, this is a smaller package. Okay, nothing wrong with being smaller, so long as size does not impede on its functionality. Okay, let's look at the Comica BoomX-D Pro. Okay, again, the DJI mic is shorter and narrower, but about the same thickness, almost exactly the same. And this is the transmitter. The receiver is identical to this in in all the dimensions. So even compared to the Comica BoomX-D Pro, DJI mic is a little smaller. One more mic to compare with is the wireless mic from the Pocket 2. Now here, they are almost identical. The DJI mic has some smoother edges on it. It has a microphone element on top. It has a lavalier port on it. This has a on-off switch versus a soft switch on here, a relink button, and this has a record button on it. So nice little difference there. On the wireless mic for the Pocket 2, the wind muff just kind of snaps into place here, which honestly comes out pretty easily. I've had it fall out quite a few times just brushing against it. It's not a super secure connection. On the DJI mic, you put the wind muff on and then turn it to lock it into place. So this is a much more secure connection on the microphone muff. Same goes for the R0DE Wireless GO II. It just has one that goes on, twists a little bit, very secure compared to the original Wireless Go, which just snapped on. So there's some comparisons between those different microphones. Now, the Comica BoomX-D Pro, $269. The R0DE Wireless GO II, $299. The DJI Mic, $329. Okay, so higher end of the price spectrum, yes it is. Is it worth it? Okay, well, couple ways of looking at that. If we just call it a wash on the microphone system itself, the DJI Mic versus the R0DE versus the Comica, we just call that a wash, right? And we start at the bottom with $269 for the Comica being the low end of the price point. Well, in order to get to the same feature set as the DJI Mic, this is a charging base. So once everything is charged and the case has a full charge, you can recharge the whole system just shy of twice. It's about 1.8 times. So you can use it for almost 15 hours without having to plug it into something else. You can use the onboard battery, which is going to run for about 5 hours, and then recharge it almost twice with the charging base. Comica, no such thing. So that's already out of the water. With the Wireless GO II, now this is a ZG Cine charging case. These are $50, sold separately from a different company. They fit in here, they work great. You get a little over 2 charges on this, but now that's $50. So right there, we're at $349. So we're already higher in price than the DJI Mic. Now, let's add 2 more features here. We have USB-C connector and a lightning connector. That's not available on any other microphone system. So I can use the USB-C port or plug on here. I can plug it directly into my laptop. I can plug it into Android phones. There's, a handful of different devices, such as the DJI Action 2. It'll plug right into that. So that's very handy. The lightning connector, I can plug it right into my iPhone or iPad, and it works great. I've used it with the standard camera app as well as Filmic Pro. Works flawlessly. So I don't have that ability with the GO II or the Comica, even with either one of these. Now, with the Comica and the GO II, I can take the receiver and run a USB-C cable over to my laptop and use it as an audio device. Okay, fair enough. But I can't plug it into an Android phone. I don't know that works. I've never seen it work. I can use the GO II with the DJI Action 2, but none of them have a lightning connector that will work. So that is a huge plus on this one for people who like to film with their iPhones, but they want better audio. This is an awesome solution for that. Now, the small size of the DJI Mic also means it's easier to hide on somebody. Now, I have this out in the open so that you can see it. It picks up audio really well, but if I just wanted to hide it, I could do that pretty easily. Now, the DJI Mic also has a cool feature that the clip on here, that I've got it just clipped onto my shirt, that's metal, and it comes with a magnet. So I can easily hide this under my shirt. I'll usually tuck this up underneath my collar and have the magnet on the inside, but I can just kind of show you how it would work there. You can see the magnet, but when I have the magnet on the inside of my shirt, you can't even see the microphone. It's completely hidden. The Wireless GO II, now I have a similar setup for that. In fact, I even have it on my microphone for the Pocket 2, an add-on called the MagClip Go that adds a metal piece on here along with a magnet, so I get similar functionality. That's $20 a pop, so that's another $40 to put it on both of my transmitters. And I can do the same thing with the Comica. I can use the same piece on the Comica. Again, $40 additional. So now we were at $349. We're now at $389 to get similar functionality as the DJI Mic for $329. So as you can see, as we look at more and more features, the DJI Mic becomes a better and better value. So, got to admit, they really, really nailed it with this one. Now, let's just talk some base features here. Dual channel recording. There's 2 microphones. Pretty simple. I can either have them all record on one channel, a mono channel. I can have each microphone on its own channel, left or right, and I can actually determine which transmitter is on which channel. That's kind of cool. Or I can have them do a mono with a safety channel. So 3 different options there. The safety channel, which the other ones have, so I'm going to give credit there, is recording a second track at -6 dB. So if there's some really loud sound, there's going to be a audio track that's at a lower volume that you could then mix in without having some of the clipping. So good feature there, but this has it and the other 2 have that as well. Okay. Where this excels is in gain control. Now the Comica has the same feature, the R0DE Wireless GO II does not. I can individually change the gain on each transmitter. So when we're doing our other channel over on Trail Traveler and we're in the Jeep, I'm very loud. I need my gain turned all the way down. Katarina is very quiet. She needs her gain turned all the way up. So with the DJI Mic, very easy to set that. I go into the menus on here. Let's see, I'll just show you here real quick. And I can set the gain on each channel individually. Super, super cool that I can do it remotely. Very easy. I can do that on the Comica as well. So props to Comica for having individual channel gain control. Range, now the other ones are rated at about 100 meters. DJI, 250 meters. Why you would ever need to have your microphone 250 meters away from your camera, no idea, but DJI is definitely known for their transmission protocols, so for them to exceed in that, it's fantastic. The transmitters have about 14 hours of onboard memory, so that's what I'm using here. It's just going to record a WAV file. I take it, I plug it into my laptop. There's just going to be a WAV file sitting there, real easy to get the file off of there. The Comica, same thing. I plug the transmitter into the computer. It's a WAV file. The GO II, I plug it into the computer. I have to run their software. Pain in the butt. I got to run their software, pick the sections that I want to download, and then I can pull them down. Do not like that about the GO II. So in any situation where I know I'm going to be using the onboard recording, the GO II is not going to go. Either the Comica or the DJI Mic is going to go because it's just so much easier to get the files off. However, the DJI Mic in this case has a huge advantage. On the transmitter, we can go into the menus and set the date and time. Huge, huge feature. Now, when I pull off the files from the road, well, I'm pulling them off right then and there, so they have a timestamp of right now when I do that. When I pull the files off the Comica, they have some almost random date. It's like January 1st of 2000 or something. Totally useless, timestamps on here. So matching that file up to the video clip where I'm going to try and use them together, a lot more difficult when you've got a bunch of files. The DJI Mic has the time and date on it. Awesome, awesome win. If you're dealing with a lot of the onboard recordings, that's going to be a huge, huge feature for you. Now, compatibility, I haven't had any compatibility problems with any of these. The R0DE, the Comica, or the DJI Mic, they have worked with everything. Given that the DJI Mic has more compatibility with that Lightning connector. So that, huge plus right there. The screen on here is absolutely brilliant. I love this screen on here. I'll show it to you again. Very, very easy to see, even in bright sunlight. Never had a problem working with the screen. It's very responsive as you just swipe around. It works great. Now, let's talk about upgrades. Okay, Comica, never seen an upgrade for it. Don't know if they'll ever do one. It came out, it's exactly the same way it was when it came out. The Go II did have a software update at one point, and I can't remember what it was. It wasn't that big of a deal for me, but there was a software update once, maybe twice for it, but it didn't really add much that helped me. The DJI Mic, this is still on original firmware. Now today is May 5th, 2022. Last night I heard there is a firmware update coming that will give you some new features. Now one of those is automatic recording start. So today, the way it works, if I want to hit record on the transmitter, I either have to hit the record button on here, or I can go from the transmitter and tell it to start recording. Now, the fact that I can do it either way is kind of cool. If I have a cameraman and he's monitoring this and he's seeing that the subject is starting to walk away, or they may get into an interference issue, or going outside of a building where it may not pick up as well, he can just go on here, hit record, and it will start recording on here. That's a great feature. What it cannot do is, as soon as you open the case and everything powers on, it starts recording. The Go II, that's exactly how it works. Is once you set these to record, as soon as you power them on, they start recording. When you power off, they stop. The Comica has a recording button on the side, so you have to tell this to start recording. So DJI, being thoughtful, is coming out with auto record. Now they did tell me that there's some more features coming, but they wouldn't tell me what. The only one they told me about was the auto start recording. But he said there are new features coming as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming with the DJI Mic. So I own the Comica, I own the Go II, I own a Go, and I told you I borrowed the DJI Mic. I got to give it back now. I've been using it for about 2 weeks. I got to give it back. It's just on loan. Am I going to buy one? Yeah, I'm going to. And I don't get a discount anywhere. So I'm paying full price for one somewhere. I'm no longer a dealer. I'm out of that business. So I'm going to be paying full price for one of these. And I think it's worth it. And there's a couple of reasons why. Now, the audio quality has been fantastic. When we've been outside filming in the wind, and I'll show you a clip here in just a moment, the wind muffs have worked better than the Comica or the R0DE Wireless GO II. So they work better in a windy condition. In a super windy condition, nothing's going to work well. You have to have the entire mic enclosed. When you have this wind muff sitting on top, even wind that's hitting the bass is going to get into the sound. The only way to really isolate any of these is if they were fully enclosed in some kind of noise absorbing material that would totally cut the wind noise. Just having this on the outside really doesn't, it does a really good job, but it's not going to be perfect. And that's just the nature of this type of design. But here's a sample of me being outside in a windy condition so you can hear the difference. Okay, we're out here. We've got some wind going. I turn, you can see the plants moving pretty good back there. And we're going to see how well the little wind muff works. I mean, I can hear it in my ears. The wind is blowing pretty good. So hopefully it's going to do a pretty good job. But I wanted to come out, record on the iPhone. This is my iPhone 13 or 12 Pro Max. Don't have the 13 yet. And hopefully this sounds pretty good. Okay, the wind noise is great. The audio quality is great. Definitely has good range, which for me may not translate into a need to have more range, but it generally means there's going to be less interference in certain conditions. When we have drones that have a mile range versus 6 mile range, it's not that we're flying 6 miles, it's that wherever we're flying, it's going to have a better signal than one that has 1 mile of range. So that's why we look at the range on a drone, not so how far we can fly it, but how good of a signal we're getting back to the controller. Same here. The more range this is capable of actually doing means the better signal it's going to have in normal environments and less interference. Okay, so that's a big plus. For me, one of the bigger things that is pushing me towards buying one of these is compatibility. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to discount that. The ease of plugging this into my computer and doing voiceover, the ease of plugging it into an iPhone and using it for that, that's awesome. So that is a bonus. I don't do a lot with my phone, but once in a while I want to, and I want good quality audio. So that's a plus. I think really for me, the big reason is size. So when we're looking at the difference between these cases, you know, there's a size difference. This does not fit in my go bag, and that's a small box that we take when we go off-road that has all of our gear in it. It's basically a small, almost like a tackle box. This doesn't fit. So I can charge them, got to take them out and put them in. Now, if I run out of battery, I'm individually charging all of these. Or I have to have this with us somewhere other than our tiny camera bag. This fits in the bag. So, from a convenience point of view, this is a better option for us because it fits in what we're doing. When we're doing our off-road videos, size is everything. Everything's got to fit in the Jeep, and space is a premium. So having a smaller package like this, huge advantage. So audio quality, the wind muffling ability, the size when it's on us and when it's packaged up, that range giving us a nice clear signal, and the price point is, I think, a great value for what you get. Now, I do have lavalier mics. If I need to use those, we can. So not a huge ordeal. But in comparison to the Comica, this is a great mic. If you need something and you just need to save some money, you know, $269 versus $329, $50 less in a pinch, these are great. And I've used this thing a lot, and I've been very, very happy with it. The R0DE Wireless GO II at $299, it's a great unit. It works fantastic. I really don't have any issues with it aside from getting the files off of it when we need to. That's a pain in the butt. The DJI Mic checks all the boxes. Across the board, it checks all of the boxes. So for that reason, that's going to be my recommendation. Compared to these other microphones, the DJI Mic comes out ahead across the board. So take that for what you will. This has been Kerry with Filmmaker Central. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.